Hello, thank you for watching. This webinar is how to find the right headshot photographer. This can pertain to folks who are in the entertainment industry, whether you are a current or upcoming singer, dancer, or actor. This is an information for you to know and things to look for. Also, this can be a professional in the business world. For the business websites or cards, this webinar is for you too. Now, for those who don't know what a headshot is, it consists of a flattering image of your head or head and upper torso, call it 3/4 shot. This is an image that shows what you look like. Before I begin, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Ashley E.A. I have been dancing since the age of 5. Throughout my life, I've been in different performances such as voice recitals, musical plays, and my first professional audition before graduating was Disney World in 2012, where I had my resume and headshot ready for the audition. I got to perform with them for 7 months in Williamsburg, Virginia, and I performed with them for the spring and summer period of 2014. Some auditions don't ask for your headshot and resume, but most do. You should always be prepared and bring your headshot and resume to every audition you go for. To my right is my up-to-date headshot. It was taken by photographer Dexter D. Cohen in Virginia Beach, Virginia area. I just got this done early of this month in March as I get ready for new auditions coming up. So I went through myself finding the right photographer for me. So let's get started. So our agenda for today is how to find one in your area. Professional versus amateur. Price versus quality. And then last is why is finding the right photographer important. Here are some examples of some good headshots, and these are people are also my friends I have worked with in the past. To my left, I worked with at Disney World, and he does music also, and he found a photographer in the Orlando area. The top right, I worked with him in a musical, and he found somebody in the Roanoke area. And the bottom right, I worked with her at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, and she found her photographer in the Williamsburg area. All three decided to do their photos outdoors, where, as you can see, I did mine just in a studio. So it's just your preference on where you want your photos taking place. How to find one in your area. Google is your friend. Nowadays, Google is your best friend unless you already know of a professional photographer. This is where your search will begin. To my right, I'm showing you what I typed where I began my search. Pretty forward, just type photographer in the Virginia Beach area, and I got a long list of results. And each one I went through their website, I looked at their works. Now, if you think you can go through these real quick, think again. Make sure when you're searching for the right photographer that you have time to search for one. If it's 2:45 and you have to be somewhere at 3 o'clock, it is definitely going to take more than 15 minutes to search through your results. So it is time consuming. Another reason why it can be time consuming, depending on the photographer's webpage, some have a section that says headshots and some don't. So you will need to look through all their work to see if they're taking any headshots. Here, you're looking at the photographer Dexter D. Cohen website I decided to go with for myself. And this is an example where it does not say headshot in the tab. And I had to click on a model section tab. And that's where I saw the different headshot works he did. So again, this is time consuming, but in the end, you will find the right photographer for you. Find the style you will like. If you get excited over a picture and you love everything that the photographer does, then trust your gut. You need to be also comfortable with that photographer, so being able to meet up with them is good. I communicated with my photographer through email, but again, do what's best for you. I also had friends in my area that recommended him and expressed how great he was to work with. It is very important that you can relax and be yourself so the photographer can capture those great moments for you. Now we have professional versus amateur. Now I hope you can tell the difference on which one was taken by amateur and which one a professional. The photo on the right was taken by a friend of mine back in Orlando on the Disney Boardwalk in 2012. Now, he does take really good pictures, and he has a passion for it, but he was not a professional. And he was working his way up, and back then I focused on how cheap he was going to take for me. Now, to my right is another up-to-date photo of me taken by the professional photographer Dexter D. Cohen. Which one stood out to you more? Casting directors see hundreds of photos all the time. They can tell if your headshots were taken by an amateur or a professional. An amateur deals with whatever equipment they have, they will only use just that. A professional will know what you will need by the request you want and will be able to figure out if this is something he needs to hire extra help for or rent other equipment for the shoot. A lot of amateurs also shoot one way instead of thinking of all the technical different ways they can shoot. Professionals carefully analyze the background and angles and lighting and other stuff taking place to capture the moment. Prices versus quality. Prices can range from $99 to $1,000. You do spend quite a few bills because photographers are not cheap. Now, if you do find someone cheaper, then most likely the quality will look cheap. My friend charged me $50 to take my picture from the previous slide. Yes, I still like the picture. It is cute, but the quality itself even looks like I did not pay a lot for it. Now, the expensive route doesn't have to be necessary. Again, it is why it is important you take the time to look at the photographer's work and see if it's worth paying that much for. Me, personally, unless I hit the Hollywood life, I would not pay $1,000 just for a headshot photo. Let's just say my photos I recently paid definitely not above $300. So I managed to get a good price from my photographer and the quality of my photo came out amazing. Most of the photographers' website I come across don't mention the fee, and you will need to contact them to find out the prices. Communication is the key. You do not have to give them an answer right away if you do not want them or not. Find out what each photographer charges and narrow it down to the price budget you were looking into spending. Ask what is included in the prices. Some good questions to ask are: how many images do I get? Do you provide hair and makeup? Is it included in the fee? Now, stopping right here, I would advise if they do provide makeup to do it. People make a mistake and think, to be cheaper, I will do my own makeup. But having also a professional makeup artist there to do your makeup is a big benefit for you because they also know what is the right makeup that needs to go with the lighting or with the background that you're trying to use for your photo shoot. And they can still make it look natural as possible. I included a makeup artist in my fee. I didn't want to do my own. Yes, I could do my own. I think I look glamorous, but I also am not professionally into knowing what is the best lighting that contrasts with my face and whatnot. Do you shoot with studio or natural light? How would I get my images? CD, email, or pickup? How long would it take for them to be edited? What clothing should I bring? Again, these are some of the questions that you should ask. There are all multiple questions that you can and should be asking your photographer, even to make it a better way for you to be comfortable with yourself. Why is finding the right photographer important? It is your calling card. Your headshot is your calling card. Again, I will say one more time. Your headshot is your calling card. It is the first thing casting directors see before they turn it over and see your resume. Your calling card should get the casting director to want to see you for this particular role. The picture is everything. That is why finding the right one is important. If the headshot looks cheap, they probably are. And you look like you don't care about your career. The right photographer is that they are trained. It is very important to find that professional one. Find a photographer that gets you. You have to vibe with the photographer, and that person has to make you feel comfortable. And good luck. Good luck with everything. Hopefully this webinar helped a lot with any other questions that you had or help you be able to start what you should look for in finding the right photographer. On our next page over here, we have the resources I provided. These two are good that I look up into, Backstage.com, I have an account with, and they not only help give you tips for other different resources, but they also show you casting calls and auditions in other areas, not just in your area as well. And then also the Actors Resource Guide, they give you different tips, and they also show you what you should do for a cover letter, resume, or headshots. Also, on the next slide, if you're interested in the photographers that were showed in this webinar, here's their information and their websites. Dexter D. Cohen, Cami Grudzinski, and Kim Kelly. Again, thank you again for coming to this webinar, and you guys have a good day.